Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a journal with me. I'm going to be working across 3 double pages in this session, so it may feel a little bit all over the place at times, but I hope you stick with me and enjoy the process. So here I'm just sharing all the different ephemera I have to add into my journal today. I have lots of packaging from sweets and chocolate, there's a tag and a receipt, more packaging from some cakes, some ribbon, a banner and some wrapping paper. I also have some photos. I'm going to be documenting my birthday from August 2021. I have really been procrastinating on creating these pages as I knew I had a lot of ephemera from the day, and honestly it's sometimes really overwhelming to get started when you have so much stuff. I've chosen this Edith Holden book page to document my birthday on because it has my birthday month on it, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm working across 3 double pages, one before and one after the Edith Holden book page. So you may see me changing pages often, and that's just my process when I have so many bits and pieces to add. So I started by picking out a piece of packaging and I started on the first page, and I really liked how the blue looked against the yellow paper, and I just decided to go ahead with that idea and get the first piece down on the page. So I cut it down to size, and then I'm using my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to staple it to the top of the page. And at this point I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it into a pocket, so I do move along to another page. I found this pink envelope. It's not for my birthday, it was just one I found in my stash, and I decided to open it up, but as you can see here I'm not doing a very good job at that. But I thought it would make it a little bit more interactive, and I thought it would be a good place to add some of the photos and maybe include some of the ephemera. So I'm just using double-sided tape on the back of this envelope to stick it down onto the page. And I decided to remove this washi tape, but it did leave a little bit of a mark on the envelope. So I found this Project Life card and I decided to staple that down to the flap of the envelope, and that's just going to add a little bit of decoration to the page. So here I'm just playing around with some bits and pieces I shared at the beginning of the video, trying different bits and pieces, seeing where they may fit, what I like and what I want to use on this page. So I'm just playing around with some chocolate wrappers and a tag. I do trim this plastic bit of packaging down, and I really liked it on the side of the envelope, but you'll see that it doesn't make it into the final spread. I find plastic packaging really difficult to work with because it's so shiny and silky, and it's very difficult to add it into a journal because there's not many adhesives that it will work well with. So I turn to the middle page and I have a couple of photos. I only want to add one because they're both very similar. One I'm wearing glasses and the other I'm not. And I wanted to balance out the page somehow, and I found this purple tag that I thought would work really well with the Edith Holden book page because there's some pink purple flowers on the page. So I'm just using my crocodile to add a hole in the tag, and I'm going to be sticking it down on the page with my Tombow Mono Multi Glue. It is just a tacky glue. And that tag I believe is from one of the crepe paper collections. I I like using double-sided tape on the back of my photos because it's nice and strong. And I am going to be covering up that red bit on the photo a little bit later. It just didn't really fit with the page. I decide to add the other photo of my husband and I into the envelope. And you can see me playing around here that I thought that journal card would make an extra pocket. So I do use my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to add a couple more staples into the journal card to make it a pocket. But I did struggle a little bit because I kind of forgot that I was going to find it hard to staple with how the envelope was in the journal. But for now, I just add the tag into the envelope. And I've turned back to the first page and I've decided to create a pocket with this piece of packaging. So again, I'm just using my Tim Holtz tiny attacher to do that because that packaging was rather thick. And I'm just tucking some other packaging inside it. Here I have some gift wrap. My presents were wrapped in some of this and I really liked it, and I decided to use my hand to trim it down to size, but it was quite difficult because it's quite thick paper. It was handmade, so it was really thick. And I'm just trimming it down to a size so I've got some of the pattern showing, and I'm going to be attaching that to the back of the Edith Holden book page. And I do the same with this other piece of gift wrap too. And I'm just going to be using a glue stick on the back of these. I have some sweet packaging here which I trimmed down with my paper trimmer off camera, and I'm just seeing how I might be able to work this into the page, but you'll see that it also doesn't make it into the final spread, and I'm totally okay with that because you can see those sweets in the photos. Because I wasn't too fond of that plastic packaging, I decided to play with the other piece of chocolate packaging that I had. And I just cut it down to size, and I really liked how it looked at the side of this envelope. And then I have some more packaging. This was from a box of chocolates, and although it was a sticker, it wasn't very sticky, so I just added a bit more glue to it and stuck that down at the top of the envelope there. Moving back to the middle page, I've pulled out a bunch of alphabet stickers because I wanted to spell out my birthday month on this page. So I'm using some gold alphabet stickers. These are from one of the American Craft sticker books. And I mentioned that I wanted to cover up that red bit on the photo. It just stood out a bit too much for my liking. So I add one of these gold bows to cover up some of it. It doesn't make it look as bright. Those bow stickers are from one of the Maggie Holmes crepe paper collections. Moving back a page, I wanted to decorate this page a little further because it looked a little bit empty, and I found this tag in my stash. I used my crocodile to punch another hole in the tag, and I did trim it down a little bit off camera. I needed to use my paper trimmer, and I decided to add some red ribbon and create a bow at the top. This red ribbon was actually on a box of chocolates. That little circle sticker you saw me stick down a little bit earlier, it was from the same box. I'm going to be using my Tombow Mono Multi Glue again to do that, and I'm using it a lot in this video because this bottle is almost empty and I really wanted to finish it up, but it is also a really good glue. I also decided to add some of that red ribbon to the tag on the middle page, and you can see here I'm just adding a little staple to it as well. And it's because this ribbon was really silky, so it just kept coming undone. I may need to go in and add another staple once the bow is all tied and in place as well, just because I really want to stop it coming undone in the future. I felt this tag needed something else, so I pull out this dictionary book page. It's from a vintage children's book, and I'm cutting out the word that says birthday, and I don't do a very good job of it. I make it really wonky, but I'm just having a little play around and seeing where I like it. I also add some gold number stickers. I add 23 because that's the date I was born. And as you can see, I've done my journaling off camera. I've written on the Edith Holden book page, on a label and on the envelope, which I have now sealed up. These are the bits and pieces I decided not to add into my journal. I felt like what I had added was enough to hold on to the memory of my birthday. So if you have lots of ephemera, don't feel like you have to add it all into your journal. It's nice to have choices, but if it doesn't add anything to the story you want to tell, it's okay to let it go. So I'm just going in with some final bits and pieces, some stickers and some washi tape to decorate the pages and make them feel a little bit more finished. And these are the finished pages. When I finished this journaling session, I wasn't 100% sure I liked them, but having looked at them a lot more now, I actually think the pages turned out quite well and I do like them. There is lots of interactive bits and pieces on these pages, and it's always fun to look back on my previous birthdays to see what I got up to and to see how I've changed as well. I always like to have a photo taken on my birthday for that reason. So here is a little look at some of the pages and smaller details up close. I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.